Welcome to episode 1 of the latest season of Horton Hangout podcast. I'm Leanna Best and I'm here today with my wonderful co-host Laura Horton.
Hey guys, thank you for hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. And we also really appreciate the positive feedback we've had about the podcast. It's been really great, hasn't it?
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you for sending in your questions and your confessions. We have got some juicy ones coming up.
Can't wait.
Yeah, this season is good. I mean, there was one in the last season where a word had to be bleeped out, didn't it? Because I said, I can't have me saying that word out there on the internet, on YouTube.
It might become a reel or a meme.
It was just uncomfortable. But a great confession.
Yes.
It really was. So we're going to kick off then, as always. We have your confessions. We've got a question that we're going to answer. It's quite a good one, actually, I have to say.
Good.
And also, we've got the banned words to go through. So shall we get straight into it?
Let's do it. How are you feeling, Laura?
I am, Leanna.
Go on.
I'm feeling better.
Okay.
I'm feeling better. So what's been going on behind the scenes is that I've really struggled this year, haven't I? And you've been so lovely to me, so thank you so much.
Always.
But I've really struggled with energy, tiredness, brain fog, lots of things, body pain, lots of things. And it's, okay, yeah, you're a busy working mum. You should be tired, shouldn't you? You know. But it was all getting a little bit too much. And also I kept losing my voice as well. That was really frustrating. And that was being linked to asthma, and it's not asthma. And I'm starting to feel a whole lot better. And I think one of the reasons is, classic, been on holiday for 2 weeks.
Lovely.
But I did discover I was vitamin D deficient.
Oh, wow.
And vitamin B12. So I think going on holiday, being outside so much has really definitely helped with the vitamin D. And then the B12, I'm probably going to end up having some injections for that. So that'll be quite soon, so that'll be good. And then I'm on the old HRT now, Leanne. I'm an old girl, I'm an old lady.
You're not. We need to take that stigma off of the HRT.
I think I have done so much research into HRT, and for me, one of the worries I had was my nan had osteoporosis. Both my parents have got heart conditions, heart disease. And actually, when you're researching and reading and listening and finding things out, it's actually really quite worrying going into menopause or being in the menopause without any treatment. And I know there's loads of people that don't do it, and for whatever reasons, and there's people that do holistic stuff and everything, that's fine. But my biggest worry, beside the fact I couldn't remember what I ate for breakfast 2 hours later and the brain fog, that was my biggest worry. Was like, I don't want to have osteoporosis, and I don't want heart disease. Like, my health is really important to me. Yeah. So, and also I was really struggling to lose weight as well, and that was really getting me down and frustrated. So by going on the HRT, and I know it does take months for it to work, and I wouldn't say I'm there. I mean, probably last night was the worst night ever for night sweats that I've ever had.
Yeah, but why? Because it slipped off.
Well, no, then it turned out it had.
Yeah.
That's how much I sweat. So, my poor husband.
No, but it's really important to talk about these things.
Yeah, no, it is.
When I talk to my mum about it, or from my nan, for instance, I'll say, "Oh, Nan, how did you find the menopause?" "Oh, I didn't have that."
Yeah.
"Oh, so you're exempt."
Yeah.
But obviously everybody else isn't.
Yeah.
And it just isn't spoken about.
No, it's not.
It's not spoken about. And I think it's wonderful now that we have so much access to information and we can research our own bodies, because my experience won't be the same as yours. No. And having that correct cocktail of hormones is so important for us.
Yeah.
But it's just deemed as hormones are for women, pregnancy, perimenopause. Well, let's take that one off the table, because that wasn't even a thing years ago. Menopause and sex related. Yeah. It isn't, like, we all have hormones throughout our most of our life, our whole life, and having the right balance is crucial
Yeah.
for us to be at optimum health. Not even just to perform cognitively, but to feel right. I'm so passionate about this.
Yeah, I'm really pleased that I've taken the steps. And the other things were, my cycle was completely out and it had never been. But I'd got 18 months of tracking of that to show the GP. And she did say, you maybe should have come a little while ago. And I was like, yeah, I know that. I have been really busy. I haven't had time, but I'm prioritising myself. And that's the other thing.
Yeah.
Are you just going to carry on thinking, oh, I'm just getting old and I can't remember anything and my hips hurt and I click when I get out of bed, and getting out of bed I'm like a brick who needs to crack herself, and that's not right, at 45 that's not right.
No.
So I found my experience with the GP really positive as well.
I was going to say this because your experience has been very different to what you hear out there.
Yeah.
And you didn't have any sort of resistance from your GP. It's very supported. Also, you have done your own acknowledgement of how you feel and connected your own dots and presented it as a case almost. So that really helps, I think, which you shouldn't have to do.
I did have to go in with a list because I forgot. You forget.
Let me just check what I have got.
Oh, yes,
actually.
also I ache a lot.
You didn't say about your neck as well.
Well, that's something totally different.
Oh, I thought that was connected.
No,
Sorry.
No.
Do you have any shoulder pain, anything like that?
I have, but again, they think it's all. I've also had a major neck injury, haven't I?
Yeah.
But they think that's totally separate. It's not to do with hormones.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, my GP was really good, and the difference being that because I was 45 when I went. When you're 45, you don't need blood tests. They would just go on your symptoms. So straight away, bam. But I will say, I've had my money's worth out the NHS.
You have.
I've had a full MOT, haven't I? I've had, copious amounts of blood drawn from my arm and tested for God knows what. And it's really good because I was also worried about my thyroid with my voice. That's actually probably more hormonal because, again, both my nan and my mum had thyroid issues. My mum had to have a radiotherapy on her thyroid. So I was worried about that as well. And I wasn't overly worrying or being anxious about my health. I just needed to sort stuff out. So I'm starting to feel so much better. And I think it's just now getting this B12 sorted. I have swapped my HRT quite quickly because I was on the gel and these tablets, which is a funny story in itself because firstly, the gel...
You hated it.
I hated it. You've got to put it on your legs and walk around like a crab every morning while it dries. I mean, my little
Why
boy...
on your legs?
Well, you can put it on your arms, but I didn't want it near my breasts. I thought, go down there.
Yeah.
Rub it on my thighs. But my little boy doesn't want to be served his breakfast by his mum in a underwear walking like a crab. Do you know what I mean? But that was annoying me. And then when it got to taking these tablets, the progesterone tablets... day 15 of your cycle. Well, I didn't write down when day 1 was. So the whole point of me going on HRT is I've got no memory.
Yeah.
So then I'm trying to work it out. And then you have to take them before you go to sleep. And I was like, oh my God, I'm too tired. And then I opened them. And here's my confession, everyone. I'm an absolute baby with tablets, aren't I? You know I am.
Yeah.
And I opened them and they're these massive balls. Oh, I could only swallow one. The other one I couldn't swallow. So I thought, well, that's that. I'm not taking that anymore.
Yeah.
So I have now swapped to the patches, much easier.
And that's 2 separate things to consider. It's not easy.
No.
You're already going through it. I don't need something else to have to consider.
It was actually adding stress to me.
Yeah.
So now a patch, slap it on, done.
Yeah. My sister's on that. She won't mind me saying. But she's had a really different experience because it was quite quick again. Like you, that was really good.
Yeah.
Not much resistance. But she, like me, is very on it, very health concerned. Will do the research and then present a case to the doctor, which is my favourite thing to do ever. And they were like, yeah, fine, you can go on the patch. And she's not looked back since. So she's had quite a positive experience as well. She still gets the odd symptom. Hers is mainly the rage.
Oh, don't. That's when I knew I needed to do something because I can't be a rage machine. I felt like I was 17 again. It was awful. And I was like, rah. We've got new neighbours and God knows what they must think of it.
Good job. You got some space between you then.
But it's been such great weather. All the doors and windows have been open. We've only got one neighbour.
I've got rage.
Yeah.
I think
it just comes out of nowhere.
Well, I've got my bloods being done at the end of this week.
Yeah.
So
because Leanna's not 45 yet.
I'm not even 40 yet.
I know, it's later this year. Exciting.
But I think the peri is upon me.
And I think the other thing that we've both discussed is as girls, not women, but as girls, girls are actually starting their periods so much younger.
11.
Yeah,
That's so young.
That's so young. So if you started your periods at 11,
Yep.
it makes sense that by 39, coming up to 40,
I'm starting to get the chaos.
Yeah. There's also different stages of perimenopause as
Yeah.
well. That I found really interesting. I was like bang in the middle of it. I was like, oh gosh.
And this is when, like, for instance, me, I could then go back to the doctors and they'll say, well, considering your levels, you're normal.
Yeah.
Well, what is normal, though? Because we haven't been tracking me, have we? We're going on the baseline.
And also, when I was having all these blood tests, they said, we'll do your hormones anyway. Why not? Because you're having the blood drawn anyway. So dramatic. Blood drawn from my body.
No, it's my worst thing in the world, by the way.
Oh, I don't care about blood tests. But yeah, so basically they did. And she said, oh, your hormones, they are on the floor. I was like, well, yeah, I could tell you that.
Oh, really?
I said, I know they are.
Considering, though, that is the case. You were doing quite well.
I think I was, I've managed.
You must have been really suffering.
I think I really was, but you don't realise when you're in it, do you? It's a bit like, when you've got your newborn.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
And
worst
it's
stage.
only when you look back, you think, oh my gosh, how did I actually do that? And I had an amazing baby as well. I know I was really lucky. But still, you think, how did I do that? Like me and my husband often look back to Harry's first year of life and we think, how did we do that? The way we were working, the way our life was, like, how did we even get through that year? We had to make massive changes.
Yeah.
But the fact it took us a year to make those changes is pretty wild in itself. But we just carried on living our life with the baby.
Because you have to.
Yeah.
Time doesn't stop for anyone.
Yeah.
And you're in the trenches.
That's it. So I think that's that. And then I think the other thing for me was definitely the B12, because I was saying to a lady I play golf with, I said, like, I'm not being dramatic, because I'm not a dramatic person.
No, you're not. I am.
But this tiredness, when it was getting to the point of if I was like a Saturday or Sunday, I don't know, I'd go upstairs, do a bit of ironing, which I like to do in my room because I like to watch telly while I'm doing it. It's my time to watch rubbish. And then I'd sit on the bed and I'd then lay down and then, oh my God, I've just had a nap. Now, you know how I feel about naps. I think naps are an absolute waste of life. What is the point?
I'm not a napper.
Power freak. I'm not a napper. But the fact I was then starting to have naps, I was like, no way. This is not me. I'm like the anti-nap brigade, aren't I?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The fatigue.
That's it. I was just absolutely exhausted. So, anyway, yeah, feeling good. Joined a gym.
Yeah, but your weight loss journey, you've been trying so hard and you've got to a level now where you probably feel better as well.
Yeah, definitely.
From
that gives you more energy as well.
Definitely.
Yeah,
walking, you walk so much.
Yeah, love walking.
Yeah. It's the dogs as well. They've helped. Little Luna, new to the
dogs.
party.
Dogs, guys. I got myself a puppy. She's so cute.
How's she getting on?
She's getting on really well, actually. She's
very different to Monty, isn't she?
She was also really hot in the night, and I was like, I don't need a hot puppy.
Oh, she's got sympathy feeling.
I was like, I could hear her in her crate because it is in our room. I can't leave her downstairs. I could hear her like to take her downstairs, get some water, and she was really hot. It wasn't even hot last night. This is the end of summer, practically.
Yeah,
like,
but it's
what's
stuffy
going on?
still,
yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
really weird, really weird. Really
I'm glad to hear that you're on the up.
Yes, and let's check in with you in a few episodes' time about your blood tests and what's going on.
And see how I get on with
the peri rage.
Oh, the peri rage. We'll keep this in the loop then, shall we?
Keep it in the loop, for sure. It is time for the Horton Hangout question. So we've got a question here from a practice owner. I'll read it out. Are you ready, Leanna?
Ready.
Okay. Please help me with resistance from my team. How on earth do I get them on board with my vision? I am banging my head against a brick wall. I have tried every trick. I pay them well, give Christmas bonuses. I have shared the financials of the clinic with them to get them to think like they're a partner in the business. I've even shared my emotional side and why the practice is so important to my little family's future. I feel like giving up. Working with resistance to my ideas and plans every day is draining me. I'm just going to say something here.
Go for it.
So our first guest that's coming up is a practice owner. And I think we should break this into two different styles of responses.
Okay.
So why don't we answer this from the team member's perspective
and
ask our first guest to answer it as a practice owner perspective.
Okay, yeah, I
because
like
I think there's two different sides here, isn't there? Because this is what we do. We help practices. We help them develop their teams and their patient experience. And a lot of it is resistance from the team and people not liking change. So do you want to go first? Do you want to answer from that perspective?
Absolutely. I think this is quite a complex question as well, because there's so many steps and people involved in it as well. I would say I've probably been a part of a team that had resistance from an owner's point of view. And I do believe that sometimes we feel we are expressing ourselves in the right way. And we feel that, well, this is what I've shared with you, so you should know and you should be on board. And it's all very should. But how have we actually been received whilst conveying that message, whilst sharing that information? Because I remember so well, we had a staff meeting in one of the practices I worked in, and the owner, rightly so, was trying to get us to understand what goes into a business, the financial side of it. But the way that it was done didn't land.
No.
And the energy was off. It was more frustrated energy, because he was at a point where it's like, you guys need to understand where I'm at and where the business is at. Correct. But it was just done in the wrong way. And then instead of it creating excitement, passion, drive, it did create actually further resistance in terms of, well, why should I care? It's not my business type of attitude. And you get that a lot. You get that a lot with the team. They are there. Well, let's not say that actually. A lot of people are there for a job. And I don't always feel that's the worst thing in the world. No. If they don't want to progress and if they're happy doing what they're doing, fine. But there needs to be passion and drive in every single department, in every single role, for us to deliver excellence, which is ultimately what we're striving for in every single business, not even just dentistry. And the way that that's done, I feel, is when you invest in your team and each department individually and as a whole. So that we're not just going to invest in front of house, because that's where we need to get people in. We need to sort out leads. We need to drive new business. We need high conversion. That's one part of a massive puzzle. Then if we've got lucky enough to have a TCO, again, we put a lot of investment in that TCO. But who's training them? How are they training them? What is the methods? What is the message that they are receiving? Because we're very clear that it's a team approach. It needs to be the entire team. It cannot just be cherry-picked people or departments. You have to invest in everything. And it's a long road. It's not just a one-size-fits-all, and it's also not just one session, one training session.
Miracle.
Yeah. I've gone to the gym once. Oh, look, I'm thin. It doesn't happen.
I went to the gym for the first time yesterday in 9 years, and I don't have a six-pack this morning. I'm extremely disappointed.
Exactly.
My triceps do hurt, though, so that's positive. Do you know what the other thing is as well? What about the clinicians? Because the clinicians in the practice, the associates, the hygienists, in my opinion, they're professionals, and they need to lead and they need to demonstrate the correct behaviours as well. So if they're not bothering to follow systems or be on board with the patient experience you want to deliver, something like not bringing a patient back to the desk, something as simple as that, then it just creates further problems and everything. I think one of the things for me with the finances and sharing the finances and wanting the team to feel like they're a partner in your business, you've put here, they're not a partner in your business. They're not a partner in your business. So don't expect them to act, behave, or feel like they are. They're a PAYE employee, okay? So this can really actually rub people up the wrong way. I think when I was a manager, understanding the financials, totally different. You need your manager to understand all of that. You need your manager to be on board with all of that. But by saying to the team, right, okay, we need to take 60 grand a month, 100 grand a month, 150 grand a month. And, you know, the reason for that is that is a monumental amount of money. And people can't get their head wrapped around it at all. It doesn't then matter how you go through and explain all the costs and how there's, you know, hardly anything left to even pay yourself. What do you then want? Pity? Because, oh, look what's left. and I've got to pay, I'm a high rate taxpayer and I've got to pay tax on that. And it doesn't work. You've got to do it in a fun and good way. And I've seen it done in a fun and good way. Chris Barrow does it in a fun way. He has pound coins. And it's like a game. You've got to try and work it all out. That's a fun way of doing it. Not, here's a spreadsheet. These are all my costs. Oh, poor me. No, not poor you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I think money is one of the most difficult conversations. A lot of people say it's a route toward evil, but I think if I think of any difficult or uncomfortable conversations I've had in my life so far, they've all been around money.
Yeah.
All. So why bring that in such a way? If you're going to do it, it's got to be a fun way. And then
the context.
Yeah.
Not just numbers, green, red, whatever it may be.
Yeah. Don't show your team a cash flow forecast. Oh, look how much red we've got on here from the past 3 months.
Scary.
Yeah. Oh my God, now my job's not even secure.
I'll leave.
Yeah. So you're meeting, I love Maslow's hierarchy of needs, don't I? And I know it's old, but I love it. And I think you're meeting lower level needs here with paying people well, giving Christmas bonuses. But again, it's not just about pay. Do they get a lunch break? Do you pay overtime or do you expect them to work for free? Do you pay them for setting up or do you expect them to do that for free? All of these things still happen in practice. Yeah. What's your feedback? And is your feedback different each day or do you say the same thing every day? Thanks for today, Leanna. You've been great. Because I've been that nurse who's got my back to you because I'm putting something away going, thank you. Yeah, because you're saying the same thing to me every day all year round. And
it's a script.
You don't mean it.
No.
You know, pick something out. You know, Leanna, I just want to say that patient this afternoon, what you did, the way you really helped calm them and the way you know, got that extra mirror out and retracted that cheek for me. Oh, it just made my life so much easier. Thank you so much for that.
I remember when I was a TCO and I hadn't worked with this particular therapist before. And I was pregnant as well at the time, and somebody called in sick. So they said, oh, Leanna, you wouldn't mind filling in, would you? I was like, no, absolutely not. That's fine, especially with therapy. Like, I'll enjoy my day. Yeah. So I went in and I was aspirating. And after the first or second patient, she was like, you're so good at aspirating. I was like, wow, am I? I've lost it. And she said, no, you really are. You follow me the right way. You're never in my way. It's just really easy to work with you. Well, I was on top of the world.
That's it. That's it. Just
it's not even a massive compliment, but for me in that day, it was a good compliment.
Yeah. So how do you get your team on board? I think you need to understand what worries and concerns they've got. What is worrying them? What is making them feel the way they're feeling, to act the way they are acting? And it's about sitting down and trying to understand that. If you've got a practice manager, your practice manager needs to be on board with that, needs to be your right-hand person. But I also just want to say that this person is not alone. And we go into a lot of practices where there is not always resistance from the team, but sometimes it's a lack of understanding as to why something's happening. Sometimes communication around change hasn't been ideal, and maybe even there are times where there's an idea and when you break it down and pad it out, actually it's not a great idea. The concept's great, but the reality of it is going to be very, very different. And sometimes a team can see that because they're the ones they're living and breathing this reception, TCO, nursing roles all day long, and they can say, well, it's going to be a disaster.
Not going to work.
They're not necessarily always being negative.
No.
It's just they're like, logistically, that is not going to work. It's not going to happen. But then instead of saying it to you, instead of communicating, right, these are the concerns I see with this idea, they just put their backs up and just... So I think creating a culture of open communication...
Lovely.
That is just something to strive for.
Well, look how we approach our custom in-clinic training days.
Yeah.
I'm going to present a system to you based on what I've seen. Yeah. If we've been in there and we've done the observation, which is ideal. Yeah. And then if this is anything you feel that's not going to work for you, let's have a conversation about it. Let's hash it out and let's make it right today. Yeah. We don't go in and dictate.
No. But you've got to speak up today. Don't speak up tomorrow when I've gone. Speak up today. It's like getting married. Yeah. You know? Speak now. I say that a lot. It's like getting married today, right? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Yeah. Because it is about open communication. It is about moving forward together. This is your practice, your systems. You're working in them. I'm here we are here, Laura and Leanna, to make your life easier,
Yeah.
to reduce stress, reduce overwhelm, and make you enjoy your job a little bit
Yeah.
more.
And if it is genuine resistance for the sake of it,
Yeah.
usually that's worry for change. And it's not because they're being annoying
No.
or just difficult, creating barriers for the sake of it. It's because, oh gosh, does that mean I'm going to have to change what I'm comfortable doing?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Who wants to step outside of comfort?
Not many people.
How many people do things for their health that are bad because it's comfortable day to day? It's no different when we're asking them to change the way that they operate within their job.
Yeah.
So you have to factor so much into this. It's, as I said at the beginning, it is a complex situation.
It's complex, and it's often about a major reset
Yes.
of culture to then enable everyone to move forward. I think it would be really interesting to hear what our first guest has to say from a practice owner perspective, because I imagine he's been here, without a doubt he will have been here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a really tricky one. Look, whoever, I won't say whoever this is because I know who sent this in, but if you want to have a conversation with us to discuss this in more detail, then please do book in a call, and we can really try and give you a bit more help and advice when we know a little bit more as well.
Okay, so now we are back to our section of banned words. Laura, what have we got?
Okay, so this one is used constantly.
Okay.
Emergency. Emergency. So this is a word I love to ban in practices and instead change it to assessment and advice. And the reason for that is patients get really hung up on an emergency appointment and feeling as if their problem is going to be resolved in that appointment. So for me, it's we can definitely help you. I can offer you an assessment and advice appointment today. The fee for that is £95. Which we will collect when booking. And during that appointment, the dentist will assess, names on the tin, will assess the situation, get an understanding of what's going on. They may need to take an x-ray to understand a little bit more as well. That will be included in the price. And then they can either get you out of pain or temporise you. Any additional treatment to get you out of pain or temporise you may incur an additional fee. And then we'll give you a treatment plan for your long-term options for you to discuss and schedule another appointment.
Well, that's perfect.
Yeah, because that's the other thing with this emergency is that the patients think they can come in, have this appointment, everything's going to be fixed. Don't worry about derailing everyone else's day, because that's what typically happens. Oh, can you do that filling now? No.
Unless you're one of those clinicians. Absolutely.
Oh, well,
and you ruin everybody's day.
Everyone else's day is derailed.
Everybody else's day.
And so it's about setting a system around it, isn't it? It's not just ban it, right, we're going to ban emergencies. I've listened to Laura on the podcast. No, we're not. But what we're going to do is change the system and change the language around it. So it's an assessment and advice appointment. It's also got to be a decent amount of time. It can't be a 5-minute thing. There obviously has to be time blocked for these appointments.
Yeah.
They can't be squeezed in, double booking, all of that's not allowed either. And then it's about the front desk saying the right thing. Yeah. I think the fee should always be pre-collected as well, because that stops dentists going, oh, well, it was only a look and a prescription. Oh, don't worry about it today. Right? Because they're so nice, or it's their friend that's been booked in.
No, I'm joking.
Got to take the money. Different system for new patients. When they book the appointment, what's the email that goes to the patient? Does that further clarify? What's your consent form for that appointment? Does that further clarify? This is an assessment and advice appointment. Any treatment that you need, you will get a treatment plan for. Of course, we want to get you out of pain. Of course, we want to temporise you if needed. Yeah. I think the PA should be included. Private prescription should be included in that. But literally, that's it. Someone might go, oh, Laura, it's a tiny bit of GI. I'm going to temporise it with. But when it starts moving into open and dress, then again, that's another fee, isn't it? And that then moves into another clinical aspect. What's your situation there? A lot of endodontists, if you've got them in your practice, really just want you to take the pulp out, and that is it. Exactly. Have these conversations been had? Are you now starting first stage endo? What is going on here? So these whole emergency appointments throw up so much. And I think for me, I'm sure you've had this as well, that I know every patient that I've seen as a TCO for an implant consultation have said, I was in pain.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I wish I never had the tooth out,
Yeah.
but I was in pain and I did it.
Yeah.
So I personally don't feel patients can consent properly for a tooth extraction when they're in pain, and that we should get them out of pain and then let them decide what they want to do, if they're going to keep that tooth through RCT and a crown, or whether they're then going to have it extracted, understanding down the line other treatments that they may need to
They do,
embark.
though. Can you imagine being in that much pain? You would just get it out.
Get it. If it's given to you, you say yes.
Yeah.
You know. So emergency, it's not just a word to ban, it's a whole system to review and look at when changing the language to assessment and advice.
And the word emergency. And then if we are triaging them from non-urgent to urgent, how do we justify a non-urgent emergency?
Exactly.
Doesn't work.
No. They need an assessment and advice appointment.
There you go. Love it.
Yeah. It's the same as a patient. Let's say you've got a new patient, because
Yeah.
this happens a lot. They've come in, they've had a full assessment, they've not gone ahead, they're in follow-up, they call up, on this tooth on the top left, I know I need a filling. I mean, I'm in pain now. Can I book the filling in? No. You need to book an assessment and advice appointment.
You could have booked it in, but you didn't.
Too late, mate. You know?
No, we're not mean.
No,
but
we're
it's
not mean.
just the system
but
has
again,
to be stuck to.
Because what does the dentist want? Does the dentist want this filling? Oh, yeah, I'll book the filling in.
Yeah.
No, because it's not a filling. Yeah, the patient's now in pain. It's throbbing.
Yeah.
You know, because it's 6 months later,
It's
whatever
endo.
it might be. Yeah. So it's a whole different clinical thing. So it's a massive system in itself, isn't it, that I've just sort of presented here.
But it's going back to that protection that we talk about. We're protecting the clinicians, aren't
Yes,
we?
yeah.
We're not throwing them under the bus. It's not an easy space to work. I cannot imagine being a dentist. I couldn't.
No, with all sorts just booked in your diary randomly. Because the patients are in control. The patients are calling up and going, I need an extraction, book it in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'll book in an extraction.
Yeah.
You know, hang on, no, you haven't even got a treatment plan. They're in pain. They
Yeah.
need an assessment and advice appointment. You know, it's...
Leaving them exposed is not what we
Yeah.
want.
Yeah.
And then that then creates the backlog and the footfall to the desk. And then it's just all
It just all
awful.
goes on.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
an assessment and
And
advice.
There we go.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. It's time for Confessions of Leanna. Over to you.
Okay, so this is a good one. It's Confessions of a Dental Nurse. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. When I was a young dental nurse, my friend who I worked with and me went out one Friday night. We had work the next day, but when you were young, it doesn't matter. It's nothing that a Mackie D's won't fix in the morning. Very true,
Very
by the
true.
way. Done it many
Always,
times.
Yeah.
So in this practice, it was only ever one dentist working on a Saturday, so 2 were needed to volunteer. We were paid time and a half, so I always put my name down. That night, while out, we bumped into the dentist we were working with the next day. Next thing you know, the kind soul was buying us jugs of sex on the beach. We drank that juice like we were on holiday in Malia. The next day, about an hour into work, with a belly full of Mackies, my hangover kicked in. It was so bad, I couldn't stop throwing up.
Oh, no.
There was only one toilet, so I locked myself in. Horrible. My friend was nursing and kept having to come out and check the patients out too. She felt bad for me, but then suddenly her hangover kicked in. She was knocking so loud on the door, I let her in so we could both be sick together. The dentist cracked on with many examinations and knew he was to blame. After all, he was a good 30 years our senior and misled us, right?
Yes.
My friend was a trooper and managed to carry on nursing and do reception while I lay on the toilet floor wishing 1 p.m. would hurry up and come or the last patient would FDA. My hangover and vomiting was so bad I could not drive home, and my mum had to come and collect me to drive me home. She was not impressed. Everyone was confused on Monday when my car was still there. They asked, why is it there? It wouldn't start, I said. Now they know, 20 years later. Oh, thank you. That is amazing.
That is a brilliant story, isn't it?
Awful.
But it's so true, though. When you're younger, you don't mind going out if you're working the next day because, I'll just Mackie D's breakfast.
Yeah.
It's a one.
Do you know what I used to drink?
No.
Relentless. Remember that awful drink? I guess it's Monster now. Is that not the same thing?
Oh, right.
Vile. I would never.
I don't like drinks like that.
Well, it was the only thing. I'll never forget. I had not the same situation in work, but I'd been really poorly on the night time.
Yeah.
Woke up the next day and you're shaking and it's just nothing's going well. So I couldn't eat. So we were like, oh, okay, can of Relentless. That'll sort me right out. I felt like I couldn't even see and I was on front desk.
Oh my gosh.
Awful. And Ian came in and I said, Ian, I can't work. I'm awful. And he said, no, calm down. Calm down. You'll be fine. Just get some food and you'll be fine. How nice. I love him.
I used to have, what was it everyone used to take? Pro Plus.
Oh, God. I used to take that.
Do you remember when they came out?
It's terrible health implications.
Tablets.
Is that even out now?
I don't know. Surely not. Well, it probably is. It's just caffeine, isn't it?
I know, but
Pro Plus.
Wow. Yeah, fine now.
Yeah.
I didn't care.
No, I would never take them now.
Never.
They'd make my heart race and everything.
I'd be an A&E.
But that is such a brilliant story.
Brilliant.
We've all been there. But what I think's hilarious here is that the dentist is the one who got them drunk.
Yeah.
I know you can make your own decision if you're going to drink or not.
Yeah.
But he's then had to do all his appointments minus a nurse and receptionist at one point because they're both throwing up.
It's awful though, isn't it?
I remember when we used to get Mackie D's breakfast. It would be an occasion like that, you know, you're covering or something. Or in this one practice, it was every Wednesday. Everyone had lunchtime the same.
Oh, nice.
Because some people did 12 to 1, others 1 till 2. But every Wednesday it was the same. And we got a McDonald's in town.
Nice.
And we used to go and get McDonald's. Oh, some of the people used to moan so bad. People that weren't eating it about the smell.
Yeah.
But particularly the Mackie D's breakfast, if that had been, you know, like, oh, I've only eaten half of it, the sausage and egg McMuffin. Ugh, I'd never eat the egg. But anyway, and we'd leave it in the wrapper on the table.
Horrible, stinking.
That it would stink the place out. Yeah, we used to get told off for that.
It's got such a distinct smell, McDonald's, hasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, it's making me feel ill talking about it.
I also had a night where we were going on a sedation course. It was me, Koo, and our owner at the time.
Yeah.
And we went out and we were drinking. We had a great night. I wouldn't even say we drank that much, but I think I'd swapped from maybe it was gin or vodka when we were drinking in the bars, and then we sat down and we had a pizza.
Yeah.
But it was late, and I had wine, and I think that didn't work for me.
Grape and grain.
Oh, up all night.
Oh, no.
And then the next day I had to sit in a course.
No.
Awful.
Look, we've all done it.
Yeah.
We've all sat on a course hungover and
never again after that.
Never again. Done it once, that's it. Because it's the worst day of your life.
Worst day. And then do you know what they did? We're all going to practice cannulating. I said, not me.
No.
And he was like, can I practice on you? I said, well, first of all, no, because I'm absolutely petrified of needles and I'm dying of a hangover. So no, thank you. And then Koo, bless her, he tried a few times. She took one for the team. Horrible.
Koo's sitting there. Do both halves, it's fine.
I was like, please, I can't. But yeah, that's awful.
Bless you. Well, everyone, that is the end of this first episode in this series. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We really enjoy doing these pods with you. Now, whether you are listening or watching, if you could please subscribe if you're on YouTube, if you could give us a 5-star review if you're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, other podcast systems are available. That would be amazing. We'd absolutely love that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.